Now our next topic is introduction to file input or output. That is how to load and save a file. In many cases, input to a script will come from a data file that has been created by another source. Also, it is useful to be able to store output in an external file that can be manipulated and printed later. Now, our first topic in this is writing data to a file. Save command can be used to write data from a matrix to a data file or to append to a data file. So the format is save file I'm just writing the format here, so I'm using the percent sign. So this is written as a comment. Save file name, matrix variable name, sky. So this is the format. The sky qualifier is used when creating a text or data file. Let us take an example in which we create a matrix and then save the values from the matrix variable to a data file with the name testfile.dat. Let us take a matrix mymat equals to, we are using a rand function here, rand, any random variables are created in a matrix as this. So this is mymat matrix. Now I want to save the values from this matrix variable to a data file. So I'm going to save, I'm just going to give this the name as testfile.dat. This is my data file, so I'm giving the name as testfile.dat. My matrix variable name is mymat, and then a sky qualifier. So I have created a testfile.dat that stores the numbers which are displayed here. So my matrix will store the numbers as this. Now the type command can be used to display the contents of the file. So I'm using type command to display the contents of the stored file. I'm sorry, I have just mistaken the spellings. So this is how I just display the contents of my file. Note one thing, that if the file already exists, the save command will overwrite the file. Save always writes from the beginning of the file. Now next topic is appending data to a data file. Once a text file exists, data can be appended to it. The format is the same as the preceding with the addition of the qualifier append. Now let us take an example. I have a matrix mat2 equals to, I'm just creating a random variable 3x3 matrix. So this is my matrix. Now I'm going to append my file. Save testfile.dat mat2 sky and append, because I'm going to append my file. So I'm using a sky qualifier as well as append qualifier at the end of the command line. Now I want to display the contents by using type command testfile.dat. So this will append my data file. The next topic in this tutorial is reading from a file. Now, reading from a file is accomplished using a load command. Once a file has been created, it can be read into a matrix variable. If the file is a data file, the load command will be read from the file, which is our file name.ext, and create a matrix with the same name as the file. Let us take an example. If the data file testfile.dat has been created as shown here above in the command window, this would read from it and store the result in a matrix variable which is named as test file. So I'm going to clear load test file dot dat. This will load the test file in the workspace here. Now I'm gonna check who. So here written your variables are test file. Now I'm going to write here test file. So this will give all the variables that are stored in the test file. So the load command works only if there are the same number of values in each line, so that the data can be stored in a matrix, and the save command only writes from a matrix to a file. Let us take one more example. Let us take a matrix mat equals to I'm just taking some values as 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 and 21. This is our first row. I have mistakenly pressed enter. Now second row is 55.5, 52.4, 52.6, 55.7, 75.6, 77.7, 70.3 and 66.6. So here the first row represent the first row represents the time and the second row represents the temperature. So I am going to save the file as save time temp, temperature at different times dot dat mat sky. So I have saved my file mat. Now I want to display the contents of my file. I'm just typing it as time temp dot dat. This will display the contents of my file. Now I want to append my file. I'm using the same command with append qualifier at the end. I have just append the file. Now I want to load, so I will write it as, first I will clear everything, then I will load time temp dot dat file. So here this file will be loaded. Now I want to display time temp. It's time temp. So this will display me the resultant file. I have appended here now. That's why I have append the file. So I have here shown the 4 rows. If I am not going to append the file, then the resultant will be displayed as in 2 rows. So this is how you can write a file, you can append a file, and you can read from a file. So this is all. Thanks.